Hi, my name is Pimp Broda. You might know me as that guy who does those annoying video responses as Yoda on Twitter. What you might not know about me is I have a very diverse amount of opinions about games and movies because I'm not a sheep like you. Let's face it, we both know a lot of you only like some things because you're just going with the crowd, or you hate it because your little pea brain can't understand its true genius. So how about you sit down, shut up, and don't look at me like that. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about the Star Wars franchise and its problematic elements. Star Wars presents itself as a fantasy space opera with many popular character archetypes and film tropes such as the plucky young hero, the old wise mentor, a beautiful but strong-willed princess, an outlaw with a heart of gold. Star Wars is over 40 years old and is adored by fans of all ages, but that doesn't mean the franchise as a whole doesn't have heavy flaws that need to be fixed. Let's get the basics out of the way. In the original Star Wars trilogy, the storyline revolves around two major factions, the Galactic Empire and the Rebel Alliance. For the sake of this video, let's talk about the Empire. The Empire is shown to be a brutal, galaxy-spanning authoritarian regime that rules with an iron fist, gladly showing itself to be xenophobic and willing to commit mass genocide as a means to an end. The Galactic Empire shares many themes and aesthetics with Nazi Germany. Costume designer John Mosho said that George Lucas wanted the Empire soldiers to appear efficient, totalitarian, and fascist. The Galactic Empire is headed by the sadistic and fiendish Emperor Palpatine with his ruthless enforcer, Darth Vader. Darth Vader being one of the most popular characters in the franchise who's appeared in video games, merchandise, and more. While the Galactic Empire is ultimately defeated, but its remnants return as the New Order in episodes 7 through 9, its presentation, themes, and real-world connections can't be ignored. Just because the fictional villains featured in Star Wars aren't explicitly anti-Semitic or share real-world racist views doesn't mean a thing. We're living in 2019, and that means changes need to be made to the Star Wars franchise. In fact, here's a few easy steps that can make the entire Star Wars series much better overall and be more inclusive to everyone. Number 1. Change the rating of all the Star Wars films to an R rating. The Galactic Empire, with its heavy similarities to fascist Germany, could be triggering to young viewers, possibly causing them to develop PTSD or going fully catatonic at scenes featuring mass genocide, torture, and stormtroopers marching. Younger viewers might be influenced by the appearance, mannerisms, and quotes of Darth Vader. Damn, he looks cool. Let's move on to number 2. Number 2. The complete removal of Star Wars merchandise featuring the Galactic Empire, the New Order, and characters in their service or related to those factions. Toys featuring these factions and the related characters could easily mold the brains of young children towards racial supremacy ideology, as well as clothing featuring the symbols and characters of the Galactic Empire could also be construed as white supremacy. Halloween costumes are especially worrying, as it encourages those to act out the roles of the villains. If you ever see anyone dress up as Darth Vader, Admiral Tarkin, or Darth Sidious, you should approach them, put a hand on their shoulder softly, and tell them, "This isn't it, Chief." Warehouses and stores should publicly burn their remaining stock and donate any profit made from those particular products to charity. Number 3. Remove the Galactic Empire, the New Order, and its accompanying characters and allies as playable characters in video games. I shouldn't even need to explain why this also needs to be done. If a video game gives you an option to play as a space Nazi, just say no and hit the home button on your controller. Playing as the Empire or New Order in games like Battlefront 2 is a psychological operation on the player, altering their personality and behavior over time as they reenact out scenes featuring the merciless regimes. Number 4. The theme parks and rides or attractions featuring the Empire, the New Order, and characters related to those factions should be gutted and removed. As we've discussed before, just because it's fictional doesn't mean you can ignore the origins of how these villainous coalitions and their characters were created. If you let your kids go to a theme park to meet Darth Vader, a character that savagely murdered younglings in Star Wars Episode 3, you should be visited by Child Services, because I can't imagine what else you're letting your kids do. Finally, number 5. Future Star Wars films should do away with the Empire, the New Order, and characters related to them as quickly as possible to make way for villains without such problematic connections and origins. An easy way to do this in the current plot for the sequel trilogy would be for Rey, backed up by the Resistance, to confront Kylo Ren and the New Order and tell them that everything they're doing in the galaxy is not okay, and then declare them to be cancelled. Afterwards, everyone else in the galaxy refuses to have anything to do with the New Order, and the Resistance wins. The Last Jedi has caused a massive divide in the Star Wars fandom, creating splinter groups like the Fandom Menace. I think these 5 simple steps would heal the wounds in the community, as only people who would disagree with them are white supremacists. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if I said something that you disagree with, make sure you leave a comment down below telling me what's wrong. Also, make sure you leave a like on the video unless you're a white supremacist. I'll talk to you guys next time. Pimp Master Broda out.